up in my rocket and don't
Command 8, 7, 6. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Before I get involved in anything nowadays, I have to straighten out my own position. I don't believe in any form of racism. I don't believe in any form of discrimination or segregation in any form whatsoever. In any form whatsoever.
What's up, everybody? WLPNLP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpin' Radio. This is News from the Service Entrance, the radio show. My name is Mario. On today's program from the Chicago Abortion Fund, my buddy Megan Jeyifo will be here, and to talk about the mayoral election and all those things that have happened since, well, how many days ago was that? 2 days ago? I had to come and bring in a heavy hitter from Axios Chicago. My friend Monica Eng is going to be on the show today. We got some really cool music today. All kinds of surprises and all kinds of things are happening this afternoon. I hope that you will tell the others. You can check us out on lumpintv.org. And if you aren't listening to us on 105.5 FM, you can catch us on lumpinradio.com. That's the other part. In the meantime, please listen to the wise words of this man, Malcolm X, brought to you courtesy of my man, Mr. Tree Roots.
White man, your friend, took your language away from you. During slavery, the only language you know is his language, your friend's language. The white man, your friend, took your language away from you. During slavery, the only language you know is his language, your friend's language. So you call for the same God he calls for. When he's putting a rope around your neck, you call for God, and he calls for God. And you wonder why the one you call on never answers you.
We saw it just a few moments ago, about 45 seconds after liftoff, a huge fireball in the sky.
So really quick, first of all, Megan Jeyifo is waiting in our illustrious green room, and I'm going to bring her in after this song that I'm going to play shortly. First of all, the 57th mayor of the city of Chicago, his name is Brandon Johnson. He is meeting currently, right now as we speak, as a matter of fact, with the 56th mayor of the city of Chicago, the outgoing mayor, Lori Lightfoot, and they're getting the transition ready and all that stuff. The election was very interesting. There were a lot of people who were mad surprised at the result. I myself was not, and the least bit. I think that our city has a fair amount of healing, and it has nothing to do with who the mayor is. We got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do that legislator or legislators or governor or mayor or police chief or any of those folks, they can't solve our problem. The problems that we have, we need to figure out quickly how we can solve them. And we need to figure out what kind of city we want and what it looks like and what living in Chicago looks like. For all of you folks that might be listening that are on the I'm leaving train, take Jamal, his bus, and get on it and drive on out. You can go. You don't have to stay in Chicago. Hop on Jamal Green's bus and peace out to you. And thank you. We appreciate it, but you can go. To the 800 to 1,000 policemen that were going to quit if Brandon Johnson got elected, you have until May 15th. You also can get on Jamal Green's bus and ride out. Peace. No reason for you to be here if you don't want to be here. It's fine. Nobody's forcing anyone to live in the city of Chicago. What you don't understand is the fewer of you, the better for the rest of us. Now, the other part, which is really important, and this is a direct message to the folks who made it their business to endorse and throw their support behind Paul Vallis. First of all, that's your prerogative. You can like who you like. It's like a relationship. When you get into a relationship with somebody, people might not like the choice you make, but that's your choice to make. Here's the problem. It's not about Paul Vallis at all. And that's the last time I'm saying his name, I hope. It's about the ideology that was supporting him. You, in supporting him, supported that ideology. You could have put anyone in there to run against Brandon Johnson or Chewy or the mayor or whoever. But if that ideology is running against a different kind of ideology and it doesn't jibe with the community that you are purported to be leaders of, that's a problem. So there's a whole list of people who decided that that was the tack they wanted to take, that they wanted to support that man because of his ideology, because it couldn't have been for anything else. They've been called sellouts and all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't think you can sell out unless you have a buy-in. What was your buy-in? What was your buy-in? What did you get promised that made you go, I'm doing it? Foolishness is what you were promised. And now here we are. So I'm saying it and then I'm done talking about it because it's getting old. The community that you purport to be leaders of will remember you come primary time and will remember you for the rest of your natural lives for what you did by supporting that ideology that works against everybody that has a right mind in this city. You did it, not us. Now, we've got work to do in Chicago. We have a whole city we need to save, and we need to save them quickly. That's not just black folks. That's everybody. Again, if you can't get with it, you can get gone. Not a problem. No one's making you stay here. But as a result of the election on Tuesday, there's a chance for us to change the narrative. You gotta want to do it, though, in order for it to get done. That's it. Anybody else want to talk about it? Go right ahead. Talk amongst yourselves. I personally am done with it. You cannot redo what has been done. The election is over. Brandon Johnson is the new mayor of the city of Chicago as of May 15th. And if any of you jokers are talking about leaving Chicago, bet I got you. I will put money in Jamal Green's bus to make sure it doesn't run out of gas so that you can get out. Have a wonderful afternoon. When we come back, we'll have Megan Jeyifo from the Chicago Abortion Fund. This is 105.5 FM WLPNOP Chicago News from the Service Entrance, the radio show. I said. And I meant it. You know what? This is it. This is the best part of the show when I mess up because I am doing something new today and I have buttons to push. And here we go. This is how you start. Congratulations. And by the way, I have an announcement about Block Party later, too. News from the Service Interest radio show.
Well, with their first ever British live TV performance, this is Public Enemy with Shut 'Em Down.
Hold it down. You got it. 1, 2. You got it? You got the sound? We get the sound, we can do it.
We ain't got the sound, we can't do it. And don't you know that we got to get through it? If it ain't right, just jump to it. So come on to the beat, y'all. To the beat, y'all. To the beat, y'all. The sound ain't right, so we ain't got a good night. Come on, y'all, just don't have a good fight. The camera's on, we are too. So get the music right so we can do the do. Yeah, all that. Thank you.
All right,
1, 2.
1, 2. Check it out.
1, 2.
All right, now we got it going
1, 2.
on. Check it out. Here we go.
Yo, Chuck.
I testify, my mama cried. Black people die when the other man lied. See the TV, listen Jimmy double trouble. I overhaul and I'm coming from a lower level. I'm taking jabs, showing up, stuff to grab like shirts in the hurt with a neck direct. Took a toll cause I so took control from the education of a TV station. I look around, here go the sound on a wrecking ball, boom and pound. When I shut them down, I shut them down.
Shut them down, shut them, shut them down.
I shut them down.
Shut them down, shut them,
Oh,
shut them
yes, we
down.
shut them down.
Shut them down, shut them, shut them down. Shut them down, shut them, shut them down. Shut them down, shut them, shut them down. Shut them down, shut them, shut them
We
down.
shut them down.
Shut them down, shut them, shut them down.
We shut them down.
Shut them down, shut them, shut them down.
Come on.
Throw your hands in the air.
Come on, y'all.
Wave them like you just don't care.
Here we go.
If you wanna ride shot
Come
for
on.
1992, everybody say, oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What I use in a battle for the mind. Hit it hard like it's a pole. Blowing a blow to the nose like a little else. And I'm ripping up shows. Being what it is only 5% of the biz I'm at woes. That's the way it goes. When you think I'm right, I never drink point blank or own loans. Suckers got me running from the bank. Civil liberty, I can't see to pay a fee. I never saw a way to pay a step to read the law. Then become the victim of a lawyer. I know you never saw it. Take cues. Get me sued playing games with my head. What the judge said, put me in the red. Got me thinking about a
Take it to the land.
no number educated mind say suckers gonna pay anyway. They're gonna be a day till the troops they roll in and posse up from holes in the ground ready to go. Do another round, sick of the ride. A suicide from the other side of town.
When I find a way to shut them down, I shut them down, shut them down, shut them, shut them down.
I shut 'em down.
Shut them down, shut them, shut
the
them
suckers
down.
way down.
Shut them down, shut them, shut them down.
down.
Shut them down, shut them,
Don't
shut
you
them
know I shut 'em
down.
down?
Shut them down, shut them, shut them down.
down.
Shut them down, shut them, shut them down. Shut them down, shut
All
them,
the
shut
way
them
down,
down.
London.
Shut them down.
Here we go.
Until the beat, y'all. Until the beat, y'all. Until the beat that make you move your big feet, y'all. Until the beat, y'all. Until the beat, y'all. Hey, yo, Chuck, we didn't have to rehearse. Rock the last
Who
verse.
count their money in the neighborhood? Always spending money to no end. Looking for a friend, pay the war to the core. Ripping up the pawn and store until they see a brother kicking down doors. Then they figure I could get bigger. Look them dead in the eye and they wish the fence is pressurized. Hey, they don't really want it to be another racial attack in the sky, so give my money back.
I like Nike, but wait a minute.
My neighborhood supports,
So put some money in it.
a corporation's own. They gotta give them the dough to my town, or else
We gotta shut them down.
I shut them down.
Shut them down. Shut them, shut them down.
shut 'em down.
Shut them down. Shut them, shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them, shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them, shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them down, down, down. Shut them down. Shut them, shut them down. Shut them down. Shut them, shut them
105.5 FM WLPNLP Chicago. It's news from the Service Entrance, the radio show. My name is Mario. That gives you a hint about what we're going to be doing today on the show. And that's really all I can tell you. It's just you get a hint from that. Public Enemy, of course, was shut him down. And yeah, I hope you caught the beginning of the show, because if you missed it, too bad for you, because I'm not doing that again. Joining me on what they call this thing, Zoom. She has been a very valuable ally, friend, and all that of mine for a long time, and I am glad that she is on the show today. The executive director of the Chicago Abortion Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Megan Jeyifo is on the show. Good afternoon, Megan. What's going on?
Hi, Mario. So excited to be here today.
Yes, I'm glad that you're here, and you brought Alicia with you, who is your number 2, I suppose. Is that what we're doing? Second in charge of the boss?
Well, Alicia is in charge of our movement building work at the Chicago Abortion Fund. So they lead our policy advocacy work and our organizing work. So we're, very excited to have Alicia here to chat through some ways people can get involved in our work this year.
Now, one of the things I want to talk to you about while I have you here, and I appreciate you both being on today. I know that there have been a lot of, activation is the word. I'm still fired up from my monologue earlier. There's been a lot of activation around the decision of repealing, I guess that would be the word, abortion in the United States. I know that Illinois is one of the states that welcomes folks in for things of that nature if they need to get that done. Where are we at now as opposed to where we were when everyone first heard about the Supreme Court's decision, and what needs to be done in order to get the Supreme Court, aside from President Biden adding another judge, getting the Supreme Court to get on board again with Roe v. Wade?
Oh, that is a big question. I think that's like the $1 million question is what federally could happen and what is happening at the state level currently to make sure people still have access to the abortion care they need, regardless of who they are, where they're from, or how much money they make or have. And so at the Chicago Abortion Fund, we support people across the country in accessing abortion care across the Midwest, pre-Dobbs versus Jackson Whole Women's Health, which is what made Roe versus Wade no longer the law of the land. We're one of the oldest abortion funds in the country. And in addition to our direct service work, we do think it's really important that we are talking about policy and we are talking about how to make sure that people have what they need to access care. So to answer your first question, what has changed since Roe fell is everything has changed since Roe fell. You have huge swaths of the country no longer able to access basic, essential, common health care. And then you have states like Illinois that are trying to shore up protections to make sure that not only people who live in Illinois, but thousands of people traveling from restricted or banned states can continue to come to our state, can continue to rely on our state, can continue to make sure that not only are the providers in our state able to do their job and have the resources that they need to do that, abortion providers, doctors, clinic workers, nurses, frontline clinic staff, but also people like us at abortion funds to make sure that we have the resources we need to pay for plane tickets, to arrange childcare, to do in-person childcare in some instances, to make hotel stays, to pay for appointments that range anywhere from a couple $100s to over $10,000. So that's kind of what we're focused on is making sure that Illinois is not just that our access to abortion here in Illinois isn't just protected, but that we're working actively to expand it. And we've done just that for the last 8 months. And maybe Alicia, I don't know if you want to chat about what we've done at the city and the state level in the last 8 months to ensure that all people have access to the care that they need.
Yeah, absolutely. I can talk about that. So just thinking about, I think that piece of not just protecting but expanding has informed a lot of the work that we've been doing on a city level. The first kind of initiative that was led by Alderwoman Rosana Rodriguez of the 33rd Ward. Her, as well as other progressive alders in the city, worked on the Bodily Autonomy Sanctuary City Act, and that was to protect folks who were coming to the city of Chicago, both for abortion care as well as gender affirming care. And a similar, I guess, like intentioned legislation was passed on a state level. It was one of the first proactive pieces of abortion legislation on a state level. This January, we saw a Patient and Provider Protection Act for both abortion care and other stigmatized forms of health care, like gender affirming care, access to PEP and PrEP, and as well as contraceptive care. And all of that is just a testament to the fact that in our state, abortion is healthcare. In our state, gender affirming care is healthcare. And we're working pretty actively to continue to expand and protect people who are accessing abortion care specifically. Something that I'm sure Megan and I could get fired up on is currently there's a piece of legislation that is on the state level that just passed through the Senate that's trying to regulate fake abortion clinics. And we are at least on our helpline, we're very aware of the way that these fake abortion clinics here in Illinois and across the country are luring people who are pregnant through their doors with false advertising and then proceeding to shame them and stigmatize them, and traumatize them if they decide to or are considering abortion care. And I think that for us, we won't stop until everybody is able to access affordable, affirming abortion care in their communities, as well as the full range of reproductive health care. And that starts here in Illinois, and we're working for that on a state and city level, but we're also working on a federal level with folks who are trying to repeal the Hyde Amendment. I mean, I could get into it all. We're doing a lot, and we know that Chicago is not just a regional access point, but a national access point for care. So we're really cognizant of that as we're working to protect our callers.
With that in mind, we have a brand new mayor now in Chicago. Brandon Johnson will be taking that position on May 15th. The city has always been a light in a rather dark world when it comes to this stuff, to making sure that people's, for the most part, health cares are taken care of. With that in mind, do you think it's time to have a conversation with the new mayor about expanding, and either of you can answer this if you like, about expanding because this is part of healthcare, expanding the healthcare initiative in Chicago to make all of it accessible to everyone? Is if there's going to be a time, wouldn't this be now the time to do that?
Absolutely. I mean, we're really excited about this new administration. We're really excited to work with Mayor-elect Johnson. Is that what we're saying now?
Yes, that is exactly it. Yes.
Feels really good to say that. So we're thrilled with the prospects of working together and making sure that the Office of Reproductive Health at the Chicago Department of Public Health continues to be resourced, making sure that the Justice for All pledge that Mayor Lightfoot made and the line item in the budget that is specifically allocated for abortion funds to do our work stays in the city budget. The city of Chicago is so much a part of what we do with the Chicago Abortion Fund. Being based in Chicago, it's so critical that we're here. The people of Chicago are welcoming. We've always been known as a city for our hospitality and our welcoming and our really caring vibes, and the people of Chicago, I think, is, as evidenced by this election, want to make sure that all people have what they need. And that doesn't just mean Chicagoans. That means that we make sure that people coming into our city to access, whether that is gender affirming healthcare or abortion care, or like Alicia said, the full range of reproductive healthcare, have what they need, and that the people of our city, we want to roll out the welcome mat and make sure that what they can't get in their cities, they have here in Chicago.
Well, so with that in mind, let me ask you this, Megan. Will that be you reaching out to the other organizations and saying, look, we need to present to this new mayor exactly what our position is to help him understand how important this is? Because I know that you're the boss of two lovely children and a really cool husband, but I'm saying, do you think that that's something that should happen? Because I had a conversation earlier today with a friend of mine. It'll be on TV on the 15th, and we talked about how unions don't talk to each other, how there's this, and you can divide it along racial lines if you like. But there are unions in Chicago that don't talk to each other. This is the union town of all union towns in the world. Wouldn't it, again, and I'm asking in the form of a question, but I think it's more of a statement. It's incumbent that everybody start these bigger conversations with each other to get this man going in a direction that's going to actually service our city, because it seems dumb to have to have him there and not take advantage of this moment. You see what I'm trying to say? I know I'm not doing a good job of articulating it, but you get where I'm coming from, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll let Alicia speak a little bit more to our coalition work. But I do think that this is, like you said, such an opportunity for the people of Chicago to to have someone in office that's going to listen to us and that's going to work with us, and that we're going to be able to hold accountable to not just ideas, but like our values. But yeah, at least.
No, I totally agree. And just thinking about the work that we've been doing, we're in a position where, especially as we kind of were seeing the writing on the wall with the fall of Roe, we moved very quickly to deepen our partnerships with folks in Chicago, with folks in Illinois, and with abortion funds across the country. And so I think that kind of coalition building work, opening up conversations, deepening relationships has been work, even outside of elections or, communicating with politicians. We've been doing that work just to make sure that our callers get what they need, and make sure that we're all on the same page as we're kind of solidifying what is looking to be and is moving like a movement for reproductive justice. And I think that that's something that's been really important in the wake of the Dobbs decision, and has been important, since time immemorial as we've been fighting for these rights. But in my view, in terms of like, what we're gearing up to do in this Chicago with so many new possibilities, is for us, we're excited to collaborate with Mayor-elect Johnson and his new administration. We have many friends in the mayor's office at the current moment who we've been working with to make sure that our callers get what they need, and make sure that all people who are seeking abortion care get what they need. And we're excited to have this political moment, this opportunity to keep dreaming, dream bigger, and also connect the work that we're doing with the policies that he's already committed to supporting, like Bring Chicago Home, like Treatment Not Trauma, like Stopping ShotSpotter, and all of these things that are absolutely connected to reproductive justice, and connected to resourcing our communities with what they need. And I think that making those connections very clear to Mayor-elect Johnson will just be a natural conversation.
We don't have a lot of time left. Megan, I know you had mentioned that there was an event taking place, or am I confusing people with people? Because it's been a long week since I saw you last.
No, I know, and so much has happened since
we
ran into each other.
Yeah, to say the least.
And I would just be remiss if we didn't also shout out voters in Wisconsin too for doing what they needed to do, going to the polls, making sure their voices were heard.
Absolutely.
And making sure that that now we'll have a liberal majority on the Supreme Court in Wisconsin.
That was humongous. That was
transformative.
That was the second largest story of the night. I know we didn't talk about it a lot on our election night show. We did mention it, but that is, it can't be understated how big that was, not just for the state of Wisconsin, but for the region. That was huge. Right. Super huge.
That's right.
But there's an event that's taking place.
Yes. So we are in the midst of our annual Fundathon, which is the largest peer-to-peer abortion access fundraiser in the country. We often have people asking us, how can we get involved? How can we help expand abortion access? What do we got to do? And Fundathon is a really huge way to get involved. You can make a team, be a team captain, join an existing team. And we're going to raise $200,000 for abortion access.
Watch out.
And yes, we're going to raise $200,000. And this is not just important because of money. Yes, we need money. We definitely need money to support over 200 people a week that we connect to abortion care weekly. But when you fundraise for abortion access, it also means you're having conversations about abortion in your community, at your book club, at your place of worship, at the soccer field, with your next door neighbor, with your cousin, with your aunt, with your parent, whoever. You're having a conversation and saying, abortion access is important to me. I'm raising money for the Chicago Abortion Fund. They connect every single caller. They are able to reach to the abortion care they want, need, and deserve, no matter what the barrier. They buy plane tickets, they buy flights, they buy sanitary products, they buy medication, they do whatever it takes to get someone to abortion care. And when we have those conversations, we shift culture. Literally just saying the word abortion on the radio is shifting culture. Right. We are having a public conversation about this with you today, and that is changing somebody. We're getting inside somebody's ear, saying that abortion is not a dirty word. It's something that's important. It's common essential health care. Alicia, I'm going to stop talking because you're so much better at talking about what Fundathon is and what we need than I am.
I was just gonna say that we have our culminating event on May 21st at 12:30 at Low Res Brewery in Pilsen.
That's
It's
a
gonna be a
wonderful
good
place.
time.
Those are my friends at Low Res. I've
They're
sat in
amazing
there many a
people.
day at Low Res. Those are my people.
Definitely
Okay,
You have to
great,
come. You
great
have to come.
I
people.
will.
You should definitely come.
I will.
Everyone's invited. We're gonna celebrate when we do raise 200K for abortion access together. There's gonna be a DJ, food, drinks, you know it.
And you said what
We
day
know
is
how
that
to throw
again?
a party. It's on May 21st at 12:30
And
p.m.
and they could go to ChicagoAbortionFund.org and get the info.
You could go to our website. You could also go to bit.ly/fundabortion23, which is 2023 is the year we're in, but fundabortion23, and that'll take you right to our fundraising page. You can sign up, make your own individual fundraiser, start your team. We've got great teams this year. Over 28 teams. One of them is a team full of Gen Zers, Gen Z for abortion access. We've got The Bean Loves
Need a Gen
Abortion.
X. We need a Gen X for abortion access.
We've got one called The Bean Loves Abortion about the bean downtown. We've got, so many great Chicagoans, folks from across the state who are super pumped and, recruiting their family and friends to fund abortion with them. So it's a great time. Again, great party at the end of it, but we're excited to, be funding abortion with people, with our community, and really just connect folks to this really meaningful opportunity to help us face what is a rising number of cases, a rising complexity of cases on our helpline.
Alicia Hurtado and Megan Jeyifo, thank you both so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it. Megan, you know the deal. Anytime you let me know, I got you.
Thank you for having us. It was so great to see you.
Now let your children back in
Yes,
the room
thank
so they
you.
can jump all over you because that's,
Yes.
that's what they're going to do. Be
Right
well,
my
be
life.
easy, and talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Right on.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Peace. Yes, the Chicago Abortion Fund, ChicagoAbortionFund.org. That is that. When we come back, we're going to replay an interview with Brandon Johnson when he was on this show. I had the mayor on the show before he was the mayor. It's called foresight, baby. You got to have it in this world. We'll do that and play some more music. It's News from the Service Entrance, the radio show, 105.5 FM. Lumpin' Radio. So nice. So nice.
Lumpin' Radio is supported by Tangible Bookstore, now open in downtown Bridgeport. Tangible offers gently used books, magazines, and ephemera from 10 to 7 daily at 3324 South Halsted Street. More information about Tangible is available on their Facebook page. Tangible Books is a proud partner of Lumpin' Radio. Buddy gives artists and small manufacturers in Chicago a place to showcase and sell their goods and artworks. Buddy retails to a vast audience of Chicagoans and visitors at the Chicago Cultural Center. Buddy is a shop as local as it gets. Buddy is part of the nonprofit Public Media Institute. Visit hi-buddy.org for more information. You are listening to Lumpin' Radio, supported by Mars Community Brewing, maker of the Mars Elixirs. Mars Elixirs are infused with Midwestern hemp. Mars Elixirs are available throughout Chicagoland. More information is available at drinkmars.com. That's drink, MARZ.com. Lumpin' Radio is proudly sponsored by Illinois' largest independent craft brewery, Revolution Brewing. Everyday Hero Session IPA is a full-flavored brew with a lower ABV that lets you save the day every day. Proudly brewed only in Chicago.
We're broadcasting live everywhere. It's WLPNLP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpin' Radio. Taking a deep breath, relaxing. Nothing strenuous. You could join me on Hitting Left with the Klonsky brothers, although it's only one Klonsky brother. You can join me on Hitting Left. I'll be a guest tomorrow at 11 a.m., and I recorded today for 26 North Halsted, so you'll be able to see me on TV on April 15th. Yeah, that's about right, April 15th. All right, let's go back in time. This was January 19th, where we sat with Brandon Johnson, me and Michaela Blaze. Shout out to everybody that checked out the election night show too. By the way, that was a good show. It was John Daly, Alan Linton, Jamie Trecker, Mitchell Stepancha, Gabriel Piemonte, Michaela Blaze. We had Greg Kelly from SEIU, the executive president of SEIU, and we had 11th Ward Alderman Nicole Lee. She was here and joined us, and congratulations to her on her victory. But we had Brandon Johnson on in January. It was my first time actually having an opportunity to talk to him. And then we'll come back and break it down. But let's take a listen to this. January 19th, Brandon Johnson here on Lumpin' Radio. WLPNLP Chicago 105.5 FM. This is Lumpin' Radio. You're listening to news from the service entrance, the radio show. My name is Mario. Joining me by way of Zoom, he is one of 9 running for mayor of the city of Chicago. Whoo boy, this is a job right here, Jack. But I feel that we are going to have an opportunity to get a bunch of things answered. So if you've had things on your mind you wanted to ask Brandon Johnson, I'm going to try my best to read your mind today and lay them out for him. We have mayoral candidate Brandon Johnson joining us. How you doing, my man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm feeling pretty good. Happy New Year.
Representing the mighty West Side, as you are wont to do.
On the west side of Chicago right now, so I'm gonna give a shameless plug for my brother, Bobby Price, here at Principal Barbers. So if you can't tell, I'm freshly trimmed up, ready for tonight's debate.
I see what you're doing. And there is a mayoral debate tonight. Are all the candidates going to be there?
I suspect. I'll be there. The only one that matters.
Say that. I understand. And Michaela Blaze is with us as well. Hey, Michaela.
Hello, Mario. And I know, Commissioner, that you only have a short amount of time. You've got a busy schedule. So we should jump to questions, Mario, if you're ready.
That's what I was about to do. So let me ask you, Brandon, your list of priorities, if indeed you are elected mayor of the city of Chicago, how does that list look?
Yeah, well, I think obviously everybody's very much concerned about public safety. It's affecting all of our neighborhoods. My wife and I, we're raising our family on the west side of Chicago. And in Austin, it's a beautiful community, but it is one of the more violent neighborhoods. You know, recently, my wife and I, we changed one of the windows from one of the bullets that have come through our home. So we live this, we experience it every single day. And for me, as a top priority, in order to have safe, thriving, healthy communities, we have to do what safe American cities do around the country, and that's invest in people. So my proposal is to make it pretty much simple, is that we're going to invest in youth hiring programs. There's a direct correlation between youth employment and violence reduction. I'm also going to pass the Treatment Not Trauma Ordinance, which is an ordinance that's calling for first responders to be available and to show up for mental health crises. 40% of the calls that come through 911 are mental health crises situations. And it will ultimately free up law enforcement to deal with the more severe crimes that exist. And then finally, I fought the last administration when he closed mental health clinics. I fought this administration when she refused to reopen mental health clinics. And so I'm going to reopen them, right? And we're going to make sure that they're publicly funded. Doing those things, investing in schools, parks and recreation, public education, transportation, and healthcare, those are the things that we have to do in order to have a better Chicago. And I'm committed to that.
Are you for or against the idea of the police district councils?
I fully support it. In fact, as an organizer, I fought to make sure that we had more democracy in the city of Chicago. And so that includes an elected representative school board. When this mayor ran 4 years ago, she promised it, and then she got elected and she reneged, like on many of her promises that she has broken. And so same thing with district council. To have the ability of civilians, everyday residents, to have jurisdiction and oversight over policing in Chicago, that type of democracy is what I believe is going to help keep us stronger and safe.
I know that there is going to be a brand new city council, a very progressive city council, should you become the new mayor of the city of Chicago. How will you navigate that? That's a brand new terrain for everybody at this point, brand new mayor, brand new council. How do you imagine yourself being able to navigate that land?
Well, you know, again, as an organizer, I have a long history and a practice of bringing people together. You know, as a Cook County Commissioner, there are 16 different county commissioners. What is Makala? We have 11 different county-wide, separately elected, constitutionally protected county-wide officials. We've been able to bring all those different forces together and entities together to pass multi-billion-dollar budgets. And I've done it as an organizer. I've done it as a Cook County commissioner. And then keep in mind, I was a seventh grade public school teacher. There's no better organizer than someone who was taught in the public schools, and especially middle school students. So I have the skill and the temperament to be able to handle that.
Before I give Michaela, I just got a couple more things that I need to make sure that I ask you. You have an environmental action plan. The city, it's pretty clear that we are not horrible when it comes to how we handle the environment here, but it could be so much better. Really quick, what is your plan? And then I have one more question for you.
Well, really quick, first of all, I'm going to fully fund the Department of the Environment in the city of Chicago. The mayor of Chicago promised it 4 years ago. She hasn't done it. You know, on the southeast side of Chicago, when the mayor was trying to force General Iron into a brown and black community with a toxic waste dump company, I was on the front line fighting alongside those who were on a hunger strike. Same thing when the permit was given to Hillco, where they blew up an entire smokestack house in Little Village. I was on the front line defending those residents. So the environmental justice is important to me. I grew up with asthma. And if we don't do everything in our power to make sure that we have an environmentally sound economy as well as an environment, we're going to lose a generation. So I'm committed to having a far more robust, better environmental operation and program than certainly this administration.
And there's something that just came up in the last 24 hours involving the Chicago Teachers Union and the mayor with parental leave. I'm asking not about the teachers being able to have parental leave, but do you believe that there should be a unilateral parental leave for city workers?
Yeah, paid sick leave as parents are bonding and connecting with their children is important. My wife and I, we have 3 of them. We're connecting with them to the best of our ability. And of course, I have a 15-year-old who's now trying to detach from all of us. That's another story. But my wife is a doula, so she has been on the front line, you know, providing support for families during a very critical time in a child's development. So yes, it should be universal. That should be a basic right within our healthcare system.
And now I will turn the dais over to the wonderful and talented Michaela Blaze.
Hey, Commissioner.
What's up, Michaela? Your hair looks great today, too, sis.
See, he says all the right things.
That's
Vote
why
for Brandon.
It's happening.
So I'm always, as a political consultant, I'm always worried about what does your campaign look like. I want to make. I feel like people's offices are going to be similar to how their campaigns look. Can you talk a little bit about the people that you're working with, the staff you're working with, what they look like?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. No, you're right. The way we organize and campaign will be the way we govern. So we have a multicultural, multi-generational grassroots campaign where we are coordinating and organizing in wards across the city, the 10th ward, 25th ward, 15th ward, 20th ward. I mean, it's black, brown, white, Asian. Again, it's a very robust, and it's actually quite youthful. So I don't know if this is giving people comfort or not, but a good number of the individuals who are part of my campaign infrastructure, they're Generation Z. So I don't know if that's providing comfort that there are a bunch of 20-year-olds that are responsible for the next mayor of Chicago, but that obviously speaks to, you know, my commitment to young people to make sure we're bringing them along as well. So I'm very thrilled about the diversity within our campaign infrastructure because it's really going to reflect it reflects our values, and it's ultimately going to reflect my administration.
It means you're listening to everybody, and that's awesome. Can you also just speak to, I think there's a lot of apathy. There's a lot of people who feel like people say one thing and then they show up and they do something else. Can you speak to because you already have a voting record that people can check. Can you speak to your record and how you campaign and how you actually legislate?
Yeah, very good question. So I ran from a community organizing background. I ran for Cook County Commissioner on a set of values and principles that we were going to protect the rights of workers, expand public accommodations to the best of our ability, and we're going to demand that our budgets are responsible and balanced. And I've done that as a commissioner. So the Just Housing Amendment, eliminating housing discrimination, particularly against eliminating housing discrimination against those who are formerly incarcerated and those with with disabilities, including mental health disabilities that we have to make sure that we're treating. We got rid of the gang database. Reforming the criminal system has been a very important part of my goal, but also making sure we're making critical investments into communities. And so we have the largest amount of money ever invested in public safety than we have ever had, $75 million. We have the largest medical debt program right now in the entire state of Illinois, and arguably one of the largest in the entire country, where we're going to eliminate up to $1 billion of medical debt. During the pandemic, we made sure that we were investing in suburban Cook County, in suburban parts of the county that have been hit the hardest, right? And so whether it's the Southland or the western suburbs, our work has been, very, very thoughtful and intentional about workforce development, about economic development. Again, the Justice for Black Lives resolution that I just kind of skipped over, but the budget for Black Lives resolution was very intentional about creating the equity plan and the framework that President Preckwinkle used to invest hundreds of millions of dollars into our communities. I ran on it. I've governed at it as it in that vein, and I'm going to lead as mayor of Chicago with that same perspective.
I know you got to run. I appreciate you being here, but quickly on the way out, why am I voting for you?
Chicago wants a better, stronger, and a safer Chicago. There's no one in this race that has a greater incentive for this city to work than someone who is raising a family on the west side of Chicago. We rely upon the public education system. My kids are students there. We rely upon public transportation because unfortunately, we don't have a fully funded neighborhood school in our community. So we drive out and ride outside of our community for our little ones as well as our teenagers. I have realized that that in order for the city of Chicago to actually thrive, like many people know, that you have to be committed to racial and economic justice. And so our campaign is certainly catching fire. People are feeling it. They know the city of Chicago has a better opportunity to move forward with someone who relates and understands to the everyday experiences of Chicagoans. And I'm looking forward to leading this city. And everybody knows that Brandon Johnson is better for it.
Brandon Johnson.
That's the hope.
Brandon's better.
Brandon.
He even got the tagline in. Well done, Commissioner.
There it is.
Brandon is better.
Commissioner Brandon Johnson.
Let me tell you, this is the fastest I've ever heard him speak. His normal cadence is like super laid back, and I could tell you're on the campaign trail, Commissioner, because you are coming with it with the answers. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Commissioner Brandon Johnson, mayoral candidate, 1 of 9. Big debate tonight. Good luck, my friend, and I hope to see you soon.
You will. Good day. Be safe.
No debate tonight. Brandon Johnson is the 57th mayor of the city of Chicago. That was January 19th of this year. There's a lot there, right? I mean, I think if he does that, if he sticks to the plan, it's going to be okay. Can I just say something to everybody real quick? Come on, get closer. It's going to be okay. I don't know why there is any kind of panic at all. I don't. It's going to be okay. The thing is, accountability and holding people accountable, that's everything. But it's going to be all right. This gloom and doom and, oh no, man, stop it. Why even introduce that energy at all? This is an opportunity to really, the people must demand that they have a voice in whatever the next mayor or the mayor after that or the 95th mayor after those mayors, whoever, your voice, mega important in what goes on here. I don't have the same anxiety and oh no that I've heard some people have it. I think it's kind of like it's telling. Folks define being a Chicagoan differently than I do. I hope that we can all kind of come to one agreement, though. This is it. We are here. Let's make this great. Why not? Why not? And, the best thing about it, if it doesn't work out or if he can't figure it out, he won't get reelected. Only 35% of Chicago voted. That means roughly 64% of the city said, I'm good. That's a problem. It's those folks who didn't vote, who are eligible and registered to vote. That's where your problem is. Your problem isn't with the people who voted. Your problem isn't with the half that voted for him and the half that didn't. The problem is those 64% of people who are going to complain the loudest. They did not vote in the election. And that is, if there is a sad story in any of this, it's that. But I have a sense of optimism when it comes to him. I think with this city council, if he plays it right, and we'll talk more about that with Monica Ing on the other side of the 3 o'clock hour. If he plays it right, it's going to be okay. You got to learn how to legislate. You have to learn how to. Everybody's going to. This is all in at the same time. So let's see what happens. Should be a very interesting time in the city. We come back with Monica Ing in the top of the hour, around, so to speak. How about BB King? News from the service entrance. The radio show, 105.5 FM, Lumpy Radio. So much going on. Nimic is back with, Brownie! Brownie! Thank you, Nimic.
Help the poor. Won't you help for me? Have a heart, won't you, baby? Listen to my plea. I need you so much, I need your care. Need all the loving, baby, you can spare. Help the poor. Oh, baby, won't you help for me? Say you will. Say you'll help me on. I can't make it no further in this world alone. Baby, I'm begging with tears in my eyes for your loving, don't you realize? I need help, oh baby, help for me. You are my inspiration. You could make me be a king. But if you don't come to my rescue, I couldn't ever be anything. Help the poor. Won't you help for me? Have a heart, won't you, baby? Listen to my plea. Well, I lost my courage still. I found you. You got what it takes, babe, to pull me through. Help the poor. Oh, baby, won't you help for me? I'm in trouble, don't you see? Only your love can save me. Help the poor, help the poor. 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 Help the poor, help the poor.
WOPNOP Chicago 105.5 FM Olympic Radio News from the Service Interest Radio Show. My name is Mario. Monica Ing on the other side of the hour. The White Sox are getting beat up. I went on Monday. Man, listen, yo, son, that was, oh God, hot dog horrible. But they're down 8-2. Is it? Am I right? Come on, scoreboard operator. What? It's 8-3. I'm sorry. I'll give them a run. It's the bottom of the fifth. I will say, if you're planning on going to a game at Guaranteed Rate or at Wrigley, with the new rules, you will not be on your phone. And you will not be getting up to go get beer. So you need to pay attention because it moves at a very nice rate of speed. It's not disrespectful at all. It is actually kind of cool that these games go as quickly as they go now. I like it. I like it. Let's play one more, and then we'll get ready for Monica. News from the Service Entrance Radio Show on 105.5 FM Olympic Radio.
Hi, I got a tape I want to play.
seem to face up to the facts. I'm tense and nervous, can't relax, can't sleep, bed's on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 better. Run, 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 run away. Oh, 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 You start a conversation, you can't even finish it. You're talking a lot, but you're not saying anything. When I have nothing to say, my lips are sealed. Say something once, why say it again? Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 better. Run, 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 run away. Oh, oh, psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est?
WLPNLP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpin' Radio News from the Service Interest, the radio show Talking Heads and Psycho Killer. I'm a big fan of Psycho Killer, of the song, not of an actual. I don't know any of those folks. Wait, let me go back. Do I know any? No, I don't. And if they committed a crime, I wasn't aware of it. How about that? That's how you absolve yourself of that, using your words. Use all of your words. Yeah. So there we go. Good first hour. Good job, everyone. You did wonderfully. But there's more. Yes, there is. Here's Al Green and Chicago. Are you catching up with what the theme of the show is? It's live music. So it's all the music that's live. That's what I'm doing. Al Green sounds like he's about to jump on Chicago, though, when he talks to them. I'm very concerned.
When I came in, I thought I heard you fellas rehearsing my tune.
It's almost like he's going to beat them up. Did you hear that? When I came in, I thought I heard you fellas rehearsing my tune. Calm down, Al. Don't beat anybody up. Please don't. Oh, my. News from the Service Interest, the radio show.
When I came in, I thought I heard you fellows rehearsing my tune. If it's cool, let's get together and do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds so good tonight. Yeah. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of on my own. Won't you help me, girl, just as soon as you can? Yeah, people say that I found a way to make you say that you love me. Yeah, you didn't go over that, no. It's a matter of fact, and that I wanna come back. Won't you show me where, baby? I'm so tired of being alone, tired of on my own. Help me, baby, just as soon as you can. Oh, yes, you know that I love you so. No more. She don't need me no more. But I tell you what, crying tears, hey, all through the years long. I tell you like it is. Won't you help me if you want? All I can say is, hey, baby, I'm tired of being alone. In fact, I was just thinking about it. And oh, my. You see, I'm tired of being all wrapped up in my dreams every night without you, baby. Hey, sometime I wonder. Oh, I sit down and I wonder. Chicago, I wonder if you love me, love me, love me. If the girl really loved me. If she loved me just like she says she do. 'Cause I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about your love, baby. And ooh, baby, sometime I have to fold my arms and say, ooh, yeah, I have to say that needing you has proven to me to be my greatest dream. Hey, I'm so tired of being alone. You don't know what I'm talking about. I'm tired of being alone. Hey, baby, hey, tired of being alone. Sweet baby, baby, I'm tired of being alone. Woo-hoo. Yeah, I could call you baby. Please, baby, I could call your name. Maybe someday you'd come on home to me. Oh, baby, come on home to me. I'm so tired, so tired. Hey, hey, oh, hey. WLPNLP Chicago 105.5
That's right.
FM. What you say, Al? What's going on?
That's good feel.
Yeah, it's a good feel.
feel.
Good feel. Good feel. Good feel. There you go. There's a little cursing there from Chicago. Take it easy, guys. Use all your mouth. This is the great Donnie Hathaway, News from the Service Entrance radio show.
It's everything, y'all.
WLPNLP Chicago, news from the service entrance, the radio show here on Lumpin' Radio and lumpinradio.com and lumpintv.org. We were talking about the mayoral race earlier. We're going to keep the conversation moving along. See, first of all, shout out to my man Justin Kaufman for when I was like, well, if you're going to be gone, what am I going to do? He's like, what do you mean what are you going to do, dum-dum? Just call Monica. I go, yes! Monica Ing is
Justin for heaping more work on me. No, but it's always great to talk to Mario.
Monica Ing is a friend. She's an amazing reporter. Has a new book out about really cool fast food spots in Chicago. I saw you on GN.
Yeah, about the 30 most delicious foods ever invented in Chicago and where to get them.
Did you not see me waving and screaming when I saw you on the TV? I was at home. I think my neighbors think I'm crazy.
That guy?
That was me.
Oh my gosh.
I think
we were going to send security over.
I think my neighbors think I'm on drugs because I was yelling. I was like, that's my girl. Oh. Monica Ing is joining us to talk about the mayoral election. You can find Monica's work on Axios Chicago and in books and other places where people value an intelligent opinion. They will have Monica Ing in the building. We just went through a thing these past 2, 3, 4 years with Mayor Lightfoot, and then we went through another thing with this election. What are your thoughts about what we just witnessed happen with the electing of the 57th mayor of Chicago, Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson?
It's a pretty open-ended question, but it was a shock. I'll be honest. Justin and I wrote 2 stories, actually 3. We wrote one for if Paul Vallis wins, one for if Brandon Johnson wins, and one if it's too close to call.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not paying a lot of attention to really writing that Brandon Johnson victory story that well, because I'm like, we're not going to use this, so I'm not sure why we're spending so much time writing it. And when it was called, we were gobsmacked. I think like a lot of journalists, even though a lot of the polls had indicated it would be very close, other indicators just seemed to say the race is going to be Vallis's. So I think it showed it was a very close race, so you can't say that it was a landslide or any sort of mandate one way or the other, but it showed, I think, the power of a ground game, the power of having, I had several Brandon Johnson supporters coming to my door. I didn't have one Vallis supporter come and knock on the door.
Me neither.
He had a very strong ground game. We would get Brandon Johnson's schedule every day, and there were at least 6 places on the south and west side that guy was going to every day. He was pounding the pavement. And, I've been calculating the youth vote. 25,000 more millennials came out in April than came out in February. That was enough, for his lead so far. We're still counting votes, of course, but that was huge. 18 to 24-year-olds still not big voters, although it's a kind of a small little window. But those millennials came out in force. I don't know if it was a Bernie effect or if they just said that this is an existential threat of far left, far right of the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
But that was huge. And, the South and West Side came out, those Willie voters, those Chewy voters, and those Lightfoot voters, they came out for Brandon Johnson. So I think that's what we just saw. I don't think you could say it's a huge shift right or left because it was a super close race.
I also think that it's interesting that he managed to peel the votes of folks who, by virtue of their vote, said that they're down with the idea of getting to the root causes of these problems. They're down with the idea of some kind of audit of the Chicago Police Department in the middle of their dissent decree. They're down with the idea of reopening or reexamining the reestablishment of mental health facilities. It's very telling that the areas that didn't vote for him are the areas where crime is not and I don't want to say not an issue, but not as much of an issue as it is in other places. What does that say about what citizens in Chicago want, juxtaposed to what people think citizens in Chicago want?
Well, it was a great piece by Alden Lowry where he examined where high crime was and where the Vallis support was. And you're right, he showed that these areas that went highest for Vallis were not the ones where the highest crime was happening. And I think what it showed was, I think Natalie Moore wrote this, and or someone wrote this, that instead of being driven by fear, people decided to be driven by, I don't know, looking at the data of will and have more police officers per capita make us safer, or will getting at the root causes of this make us safer? I think it really was, yeah, everybody's sick of crime, but who was looking at who may have had what they felt was a better solution to it and a longer term solution to it. So that was fascinating to me. I think, you know, I talked to a lot of people, and everyone, yeah, I'm tired of the crime. And the older they were, the more they just knee jerk said, more cops, the guy who's got the FOP endorsement, that's going to do it. And then some more thoughtful ones said, well, I've been listening to criminologists who say simply by putting retired cops back in there, that's not going to solve the problems we have. And I've looked at New York and LA, who have, you know, fewer cops per capita than Chicago, and they have a better handle on crime. So I'm not sure why we believe automatically these prescriptions are going to be the ones that work.
We're looking at the internet with a different kind of eye these days, post-Trump. And I say that to say there's a lot of venom being spewed toward the folks who supported Paul Vallas, the quote-unquote black notables, your Bobby Rushes, your Sophia Kings, although I can understand why Sophia did it. I understand why Michelle Harris did it. They're not going to be in the city council anymore. That's an easy, I'm out, but on the way out here, vote for him. But
why?
But why? That was
what was in it? What was in it for that?
That was what I was going to ask. The term sellout has been used very loudly in the community, as I refer to the hood every now and then, and I've been pushing against saying that, because I'm like, well, in order to sell out, there has to be some kind of buy-in. What could have possibly been the buy-in for all of those people to decide, I'm going against everything and I'm going to support ideology, not necessarily Paul Vallas? What was the buy-in?
That is the $1 million question. Everyone I've spoken to said, what was that conversation that got Jamal Green, Bobby Rush, Sophia King, Dick Durbin? He's not black establishment, but you know, Walter Burnett, Emma Mitz. What was that conversation that got them to support Paul Vallas and really go against their constituents? You look at the numbers. I calculated the numbers, except for Burnett and I want to say Derek Curtis's ward. All of those wards that the aldermen stuck up for Vallas went 80% for Johnson. And I think Natalie Moore had a good point in her Wednesday column saying, what is that going to mean when their constituents see that their leader is completely out of touch with where they are?
Because they got a primary soon.
Yeah.
Well, not soon. Thank God we don't have to do this again.
Yeah.
But they're going to primary. And not only that, I mean, just the idea of the credibility that they lost, particularly someone like Jamal. He is trying to establish himself as a voice in the community, but he may have absolutely ran his own self and those who followed him out of town. How damaging is it for someone like that, who not older establishment black politico, but trying to get into the game? It has to be a game changer in terms of him being able to excel or to raise up to that level.
I wonder if he's going to be asked, and I hope that journalists and others will ask them. Maybe someone will crack that code of what was that rationale. I know he said, you know, he said Brandon Johnson didn't call him and that Paul Vallas did call him. Okay, well, a call is one thing, but you have developed a certain persona as a Black Lives Matter advocate. How do you make sense of the whole FOP supported guy being your guy and standing in back of him on election night? Did you see that image?
Oh, yes. It's all over. That's one of the memes of the year so far. The record scratch.
Like Bobby Rush looking sad, and then Jamal over there.
Yeah. We're with Monica Ng from Axios Chicago. If you don't I'm telling you, there's one way you start your morning, you go to your email, and you read the Axios Chicago thing, and you can learn so much about what's going on in this great city from Monica and Justin. And one of these days, I'll catch you guys at one of your outdoor hullabaloos that you throw. I've been messing up, but I'll get there.
Yeah. And one of these days, you're going to have to do a best day ever for us and tell us about your perfect day in Chicago.
I absolutely will start writing it, and I will submit it. I was told to do that long ago, and I never got around to it, but I will.
Okay.
I will. What is in store for Brandon Johnson as the mayor of Chicago? How much of this first 100 days is he going to be able to actually legislate and get things done? And I ask that because we have a brand new city council, brand new everything, really. This is like the first time in my memory where it's this much new happening at once. And I know it's kind of foolish to talk about his first 100 days. He hasn't even been inaugurated yet. But what do you think Brandon Johnson is up against as a newly minted mayor?
Well, I mean, as we mentioned in our story, he's got a police force whose union leader said there will be, quote, blood in the streets and mass resignations on the police force. I think he's talked about meeting with the FOP, meeting with the rank and file and saying, hey, here's who I am. How can we work together? And I think that's smart. He's facing a fiscal cliff. He's facing, this continued crime, although recent stats have showed that it's dropping a bit. He's facing a city council that actually got more progressives in this one. So he may end up having a block of supporters, but it's not the rubber stamp city council of the past. And in fact, they just voted to give themselves more powers or to take back some of the power that they had traditionally granted to the mayor. And so he's got plenty to do. He's not someone who has run giant organizations. And so he's going to have to get acquainted with these things. He's going to have to maybe talk to some of those high up people in the Chicago Democratic Party, especially among the African-American leaders, and say, okay, how can we make this work? There seemed to be a question about whether the South Side would embrace a West Sider. That from the votes looks like he has been embraced, but maybe there's some bridge building to be done there. But it's not an easy. I mean, as much as we've been tough on Lori Lightfoot, it's not an easy city to run
at all.
At all. I don't know. And the first thing we asked all of the candidates when they came to our hideout show was, why on earth do you want this job? Everybody blames you for everything.
Right.
You've got so many warring factions. So I applaud him for doing that. I'm doing a story right now about how a lot of people think they have little colds or think they have allergies right now, and really it's COVID, and that COVID is starting to rise because people are hitting the 6-month point. I heard a bunch of interviews with Brandon Johnson yesterday, and he is all stuffed up. So yeah. I hope in the next few days he's going to get some rest, because he's been doing a lot of handshaking out there.
Oh yeah, I've witnessed it. I witnessed it up close. And speaking of that, since I feel like I have an Axios exclusive. Speaking of that, there was a report about they're worried about the booster for the summer because they don't know which variant it's going to be, and because everybody kind of just acted like the last 3 years never happened, they're a little concerned about being able to formulate the right not antidote, but the right vaccine for whatever variant comes up. So that's very interesting. And I've been seeing more people wearing masks. I think I might have to go back to that when I'm in a larger space again.
I mean, I'm speaking to you by Zoom, and I'm glad I am, because I currently have COVID. I was at an event about 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a gentleman who's like, hachoo, hachoo. It's like, oh, I just have allergies, no problem. And 4 days later, I tested positive for COVID. And I just talked I talked to Emily Landon at the University of Chicago today, and she said it is not allergies. She said the biggest mistake we're seeing in our practice is that people keep saying I have allergies, and then they test positive for COVID.
Wow.
So be careful, because we're at that 6 month. A lot of people got their last shot in September or October.
That's
we're hitting
me.
the point where, We're at the point where that immunity is dropping.
I got mine the day of, I think, when they were like,
Me
"Hey, you could
too.
go get it." I was like, "I'm on my way," and I went
Yeah.
and got it. That's good to know. And real quick on the way out, should people in Chicago kind of calm down? And because I'm hearing there's a lot of butthurt people in our city. Should people kind of calm down and give this man and this new city council and each other a chance to see just how much change we can actually create?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was one of the most divisive races I've seen in my lifetime. It really reminded me of the Epton, Washington race.
Yes, absolutely. I remember all of that.
Oh, before it's too late. And I loved that essay that Epton's son wrote and said, "Don't let to Paul Valls and said, don't let your candidacy be taken over by the basically white supremacists."
Right.
So it was divisive, and people take time to heal, and it's going to take time to heal. Both sides, at least there were some people on both sides who felt like it would be apocalyptic if the other one got in. And you know what? We've got a new leader for 4 years. And so we all live in this city and have to make it work. And so let's stop hating and start waiting. Oh,
Look at you.
Copyright that.
Look at you. Make it happen. Monica, I love you. I love Justin. I appreciate both you guys for all the cool stuff you've done for me in my career over the years. And you coming on this show is humongous for me. I'm glad that I was able to do this. And I'm so glad Justin had the foresight to go, "Hey, stupid, call Monica." So,
and we're so glad that you came every time when we try to book you all the time.
Whenever you need me for anything, let me know. And I'll definitely get the best day ever done. I'm getting it done so you guys can put it in the email. Monica Ng from Axios Chicago, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Be well.
You too.
Right on. Monica Ng from Axios Chicago has joined us on News from the Service Entrance Radio Show as we go right up toward time to listen to the voice of God. Before we do that, it's very interesting stuff. So you got a mayor, got a new city council, everybody's progressive, everybody's, oh yeah, we're gonna work together. Not necessarily so. Very interesting. And then that news about COVID not rearing its ugly head again. Something to think about. Something definitely to think about. That's just the news music in case, Just to bring you back to your youth. Because when this came on, it was like, uh-oh, something horrible has happened. But yeah, it was cool having Monica Ng on. I like that very, very much. Thank you, Monica. And thank you, Justin Kaufman, for hooking that up and making that happen. Play a tune and then... what do you think? Well, Nemec's in here with me. He's not going to talk to you, but he'll talk to me. What do you think? What am I doing? Peter Gabriel maybe? Or you know what? I got it. Never mind. I made up my own mind. Jackson 5 live. Jackson 5 live. Yeah. WOPNOP Chicago 105.5 FM. Lumping Radio.
Someone
Did you know you can now stream Lumpin' Radio on your favorite internet-connected devices? Just say, "Hey Alexa, play WLPN."
Lumpin' Radio from TuneIn.
And don't forget, you can take us with you anywhere you go. Download our app in the App Store. Lumpin' Radio. Make all your robots play us. Lumpin' Radio is brought to you by Mars Community Brewing and Taco Sublime. Mars and Taco Sublime have teamed up to offer food Tuesday through Sunday at the flagship on Iron Street. Featuring tacos, burgers, elotes, and weekly specials, Taco Sublime is bringing their mission of community service and sublime edibles to the original community brewery. More information is at mars.beer. That's MARZ.beer. Lumpin' Radio is supported by Tangible Bookstore, now open in downtown Bridgeport. Tangible offers gently used books, magazines, and ephemera from 10 to 7 daily at 3324 South Halsted Street. More information about Tangible is available on their Facebook page. Tangible Books is a proud partner of Lumpin' Radio. Lumpin' Radio is part of the Buddy System. The Buddy System is an ecosystem of businesses, nonprofits, publications, products, and people working towards a community-driven future. For more information, visit the-buddy-system.com.
News from the Service Interest Radio Show. I thought there was more. WLPNOP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpin' Radio. And I would be remiss if playing live music, I didn't play this. It's Bob Marley and the Wailers, 3 o'clock Roadblock. That's what you're in the middle of. And then after that, we have the James Brown Song of the Day. 2 of them live. And then after that, see how much time is left. It's almost time to go. I'm so excited. I've been agonizing over this show since till election night. I'm ready to put it down. Hey, and you're welcome. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Okay, you know the secret now. Anyway, let's get to it. Bob Marley and the Wailers from the Babylon by Bus album. This is Rebel Music, 3 o'clock Roadblock, and you're in the middle of that here on News from the Service Entrance, the radio show on 105.5 FM, WLPN LPS, LP Chicago.
And tell them, Mr. Police, that ain't got no bird surfer ticket right here.
Cool.
That was me. That was me. That was me. Ay, ay, ay. That was me. I ruined your afternoon, Chicago. My bad. That was totally me. All right, time for the James Brown song of the day. Keep it moving. Don't stop now. You screwed up this show. Don't screw up another one. Time for the James Brown song of the day. We're gonna do two. I'm gonna keep my hands to myself, and all that. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right. James Brown. Yeah, whatever. It's time to go. You know what? It's Friday. Is it Friday? No, it's Thursday. I thought it was Friday. I'm not in here on Friday. It's Thursday. So don't screw this up.
The JBs!
Thank you.
The JBs! The JBs!
Boy, oh boy.
The JBs! The JBs! You see it over there! Do you see it right there? Do you see it up there? There it is! So need to take mine is right, yeah, in the right place. Doing your duty like you want to be. Give up time, run the game on me. Then dig it on the real side. That is the shoulder, be satisfied. Be that bigger. Get out, let everybody know. Main thing, that's in this town. Main thing, that's in this town. Says dig it on the real side. Stay in the show now. Be satisfied. Meet at the big house. Oh, get down. Let everybody know. A main thing. Just hit this town. A main thing. Just hit this town. Everybody need a main thing. You gotta have a main thing. Why need a main thing? Gotta have a main thing. A main thing. A main.
James Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Brother one, soul brother number one, James Brown, the explosive James Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. Popcorn. Oh, yeah. Popcorn. Some like a show, some like a town, some like a bat, skinny legs and all. I'm like a boss, I like to rock the court, and when they walk, they don't cry. See, they got to have a mother for me. That was the time I was all alone. Somebody took me, thought I was gone. Young buddy ducked me, said, now see, what you were doing, brother, to ahead of me. Say what I got my blood. I use the sand to God. What a woman loving, a mother she got to have. See, you got to have a mother for me. Hey! Baby! And do the horse. So everybody where you at, got to be boss. Do your little thing, phone ring. I get back, baby. James, I said I get back, baby. I get back, get back, I get back, get back. Jump in the small ring. I get back, jump in the small ring. Look out, little mama, I gotta do my thing. Hey! Listen to me. Roll your home. Come in now, good God. Raise your brother. Come in now, good God. Roll your home. Come in now. I don't want no time. Look here. Come here. You can't bring me that mess. God, brother. I don't want no time. Brother, listen to me. Listen to me. I don't want that mess. Come in now, good God. I gotta tell you, God, I don't want that mess. Look on, I gotta tell you, brother, look here, go your home. God, I don't want that mess. I don't want that mess. Come in now, come in now, come in now. Give me some popcorn, 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 popcorn.
Yeah, there you go. I made up for my era with those two. James Brown, there it is, live from the Apollo Theater, and Mother Popcorn live at the Bell Auditorium in Augusta, GA. I have a very disturbing story that I want to read to you, and I want to read it because this might be something we all need to keep our eyes on. This just happened. This is breaking news from courtesy of CNN. In Tennessee, the Tennessee House of Representatives has voted to expel one of 3 Democratic lawmakers. Justin Jones has been expelled a week after he joined 2 other Democrats in a protest on the House floor as demonstrators at the Capitol called for gun reform following a mass shooting at a Nashville school. The vote was 72 to 25. Expulsion from the Tennessee House requires a 2/3 majority. 2 other lawmakers, Justin Pearson and Gloria Johnson, also face possible votes on their removal from office today as well. The Tennessee House of Representatives is debating the possibility of voting to expel the 3. I'm sorry, I'm reading something I already have. Yes. This is a problem. And of the highest degree. That's a problem. Tennessee, what are you doing? Wow. Wow. Okay. Keep your eye on that, as always, as we keep our eye on everything. Just keep your eye on that, too. A couple more tunes. Actually, one more. Yes, one more tune and then goodbye. It sounds like I don't like you. I do. I gotta sit down. It's been a long week. Here's some U2. Live from Red Rocks, I do believe. News from the Service Entrance to Radio Show.
There's been a lot of talk about this next song. Maybe too much talk. This song is not a rebel song. This song is Someday, Bloody Someday.
I can't believe the news today.
WLPNLP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpin' Radio. News from the service entrance, the radio show, U2, Sunday Bloody Sunday, live from Red Rocks, blah, 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 all that. One more real quick. I can do one more. It is very, very fast. Yeah. I'll do one more. And then for real, I'm out. I gotta go, man. Enough of you guys. Boogie Down Productions, news from the service entrance radio show. News from the service entrance, the radio show. Well, what a day we've had today. We had Megan Jeyifo and Alicia Hurtado from the Chicago Abortion Fund. And then we had Monica Ng on from Axios Chicago to talk about the mayoral race. I invited all the 800 to 1,000 police who are going to quit because Brandon Johnson is mayor, and all those notable black folks to hop on that bus of Jamal Green's and ride out anytime they want. Anybody else that's looking to leave Chicago, peace, you can go. The rest of us here will fix this, and we'll make this city better than it's ever been. The rest of you guys, if you want to go, man, go. Don't let the door hit you when a good Lord split you. You know what I'm saying? Get out, scram, beat it. I just said scram. What year? This is the 30s. I'm not in a Cagney movie. I said scram, like the Little Rascals. And scray. Just bounce. If this isn't working for you, no one's holding you here. You can always leave. That's how I was told. When it's somewhere you don't want to be, go. So, yeah, treat it like you want to treat it. Oh, by the way, if you're keeping up with baseball, J.D. Davis, I don't know who he is or what he is, but he just hit a grand slam, and the White Sox are being shellacked in the middle of the ninth inning. It is 16-3. Yeah. The White Sox got some coming back to do. That's a terrible way to lose a game. That is that's awful. Oh well, you get what you pay for, right? That's what they say. I don't know who they are, but that's what they say. At least that's what I've heard.
Yes, we're moving on.
Thank you to our guest Megan Jeyifo, Alicia Hurtado, and thank you so much to Monica Ng from Axios Chicago. Next week on the show, A.D. Quigg from the Chicago Tribune, and I think next week are the kids from Intonation. I'm not sure. Either next week or the week after. Doesn't matter. I'll be here. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Nemec. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Jamie Trecker. Thank you, everybody at Lumpin' Radio. And I don't know. I got a brownie from from down the street that I'm going to eat. I'm very happy about that brownie. And then I'm going to go to Moe's and hang out for a second. And then I'm back to Hyde Park. I don't have anything else. That's it. Chicago, you have a brand new mayor, the 57th mayor of the city of Chicago. Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson will be inaugurated on May 15th. Met with Lori Lightfoot today. Very curious to hear how all that went. And yeah, we'll have stuff. We'll be back next week for sure. Well, at least we hope it's for sure. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody. Got choked up. Have a great weekend. Peace, power, and progress. Watch out for the blue light. I have no idea what's next, but it will be great, and DJ Dash will ride you right on into it. Just fly you right on in there. Watch out for the blue light, y'all. Have a great weekend, and be easy on yourselves. Take it easy. Thank you, Lumpen TV. See you guys.